you know? I guess this stream is just me being authentically me, and all of my emotions and all of my experience with uh, what's what's happening for everything, and you get to witness the excitement, the nerves, the a little bit of the scatteredness live, and that's okay. Oh look, now the Nightbot is out here. Welcome back, Nightbot. Glad to see you're still working. That's funny. That the confirm or consent statement is supposed to be like every 12 minutes or something like that. And I've been live for almost 40, and that's the first time it popped on today. So yeah. Technology. Spirit out here working with technology. It's a good time. That said, I'm like, am I ready? Am I ready to do a reading? I was like, no, I feel a little too scattered to read for someone else just yet. What do I need? What do I need to Time moves different from Nightbot. Time moves different. What is time? Honestly. It's so funny you saying that reminds me that I I've been occasionally I'll get called to like channel a chapter for what a blog that might turn into a book, but it's being called the New Bible. I understand that's like tongue in cheek and religious and all that kind of stuff. But that was what Spirit wanted to name it, so we named it the New Bible, which is funny. But we wrote a chapter recently about it was like chapter 6, Revelation, and it was just so funny to me because it was I don't can I even have it pulled up? No, but the oh, I won't pull it up on the screen, but I will pull it up down here real quick just so I can look at it. But it was so funny to me because I'm like, I listened to a song and I was like, oh, I need to go write. I need to go write, like right now. And so I went and wrote, and the only message I received from, and I'll read it because, you know, it's very short, but it was like, the tiniest, shortest channeled message I've ever received from Source, from Spirit was, "Welcome to Chapter 6, Revelation. We've been planting the seeds of revelation in Cami for some time now. With the listening of this song this evening, the message is ready to be recorded. The message is this." And that's it. And I remember when I wrote that, I was like, what? Really? That's what you wanted to stop at? Like, and I felt Spirit, like I felt Source Spirit, whatever, leave, like their presence, like leave, and it was just like dead silence in my channel. And I just started laughing so hard because I was like, the message itself is multidimensional. Yeah, it's so cryptic, it's so multidimensional because it's like the message could be the message is this. The message could be the fact that they planted the seeds. The message could be the song. The message could be hidden in the song. And to me, it to me it spoke more towards the fact that we live in a multidimensional reality, and we are hold on. It's like we live in a multi-dimensional reality, or in realities. We create our own realities. And so for the people that believe that the chapter revelation and or just some of the other things about the new earth that is coming or that is here or upon us or has happened, like for them, that's their reality. And so it's not that it's wrong, it's just that that's their reality. That's their belief, that's their reality that they've created. And my reality doesn't have that. And it's just that's really what I feel like this message is, or this chapter 6 is, about it being so cryptic and the multidimensionality about it, is because like we are creators, and you make your own reality. And I know that can feel like mind-boggling to try to wrap your head around. But the visualization that I keep getting is almost like the tree of life, or it's kind of, maybe it is the tree of life, but we're all connected to the tree, the main tree, the tree trunk and whatever, but we all have our own root, and our own root is our own, and each of those roots, they could be near other people, and you could have little hair, like, you know, you could have your main root, which would be your highest and best timeline. It's the root that has, you know, the most nutrients. It's the strongest. But you can have other hairs, that like little root fibers that come off of it or go get intertwined with others, and where you're existing, it just depends on, you know, where you are energetically. But we all stem from source, from the tree. But we're all our own root in this web of roots. I don't know. I feel like I need to get a whiteboard. I have this. I have a thing over here, but would that help right now? I don't think that would help me right now. But yeah. Moral of the story is, we can all choose our reality. And some of our realities might intertwine with one another at moments in time and places. But we ultimately get to choose what beliefs we want to have, what dimension we want to live on. And let me tell you, also, there's a fly that comes around just occasionally. You said the fibers represent the experiences that develop around our core root. I'm sitting with that for a second. I'd say yes, and I think they also represent alternative timelines, alternative dimensions, so to speak, where you could be existing. So if you're not on your highest and best timeline, you could be jumped onto one of the smaller fiber ones, which might be more, I don't know, painful, maybe, perhaps. And I feel like I'm like thinking about this too, and I'm thinking about, I've been having so many freaking crazy ass dreams recently, but I also know some of them aren't dreams. Some of them are more like jumping like experiences, or timeline jumping like experiences, just because of how vivid and everything they are. But I had one a few nights ago, and it was actually after this one that I set a boundary in my boundary book where I was like, all right, guys, I'm done jumping to these other timelines in the night. Like, I'm good. I'm good where I am, thanks. I would like to be on I exist solely on my highest and best timeline only, please. Thanks. But I had an experience in one of my dream non-dream nights. And the reason I say it's non-dream is because I woke up here several times, but every time I went back to sleep, I was just like very instantly transported back to wherever it was, and it was just like it was like a movie. Like I was just living another life. Um, but it was very much it was very much like a Matrixy young adult novel situation where I was in, oh gosh, like I was with another version of myself, and we knew we were awake, and it was almost like a spiritual warfare was going on in that version, where it was like I was on one side, I was awake, and with another version of myself, knowing that we were consciously aware where we were. And then there was, big bad man who was trying to catch anyone that was awake and, nix them. And so there was one moment where, like, we run into like a gymnasium and we try to get in seats, and she's like, quick, get in the seat. And I was like, what do I do? She's like, just fall asleep. And so like we both fell asleep like pretty instantly in the chair, and like teleported or transported into a new scene. And then there was another situation where and like this is still happening, in like I said, dreamscape ish. And then there was another scenario where, like, oh my gosh, hold on. Do I share that? How much of that do I share? Yeah, there was another part where I almost got caught, or I got caught by the main guy, but for whatever reason, he wasn't able to harm me. And the reason he wasn't able to harm me was because how strong my belief was, which was just like it was such a weird but interesting like message to receive there. Um, and so it was really fascinating. Like there's so much more that happened throughout all of all of that night, but those are like the two highlights that I feel like I needed to bring into this space right now. And that to me just kind of like helped be like, oh, well, there probably does exist a timeline of sorts where, I mean, there's been enough people thought about the Matrix, or there's been enough people who thought about spiritual warfare, there being a spiritual like war going on, that exists. So, you know, it is what it is. Like I can't change that. Um, but you don't have to live on that timeline. And I also fully know that if this video finds some members of my family or in-laws, they'll be like, this girl, she's lost it. uh, but I know I haven't. I'm good. Like I truly believe like I'm good. I truly believe in my experiences and my sanity and my internal wisdoms, like because they've served me so well. Like ignoring them is what led me to pain and suffering in the first place, and trusting them. And I also have like an engineering mind and background, and so I didn't just get to this place out of blind faith. That's for damn sure. It definitely took time, and it took um, research and experimenting on myself with different things, and just like collecting data for myself. Um, and so it's my own lived experiences. It's yeah, it's my own lived scientific experiment on myself. to get me where I am today in being a psychic channeler, being an energy transmuter, and being someone who wants to share this with others because I found validity in it. And it's cool, it's crazy, it's dope as fuck. All the things. Like, it can be all those things. Yes, and. And I also want to bring this card into the space because I kind of was holding up my tarot deck, and this is... I read this the other day for someone, but I read it the other way. But it's coming into the space like this today, where it feels like the center point of energy is... like, you have the center point of energy right here, the explosion, and then it's just like... this feels like source. And then this is all of us. And this giant root ball. And we are connected to source. Oh my gosh, what a cool... hold on. I believe... does it... okay. Yeah, either way, it's... that's such a cool imagery in this capacity, or like in this version of it coming through, where it's just like source is there. It's like not even a tree, but it's just like all of the energy of source pouring into the roots, pouring into all of our individual timelines. And even though like some of them are interconnected and some of them are no, I stopped myself there because I didn't feel like the right word. Yeah, it's just we've like our different timelines, our different realities just create this giant web. But it doesn't necessarily mean there's any one right timeline or any one main timeline. It's just like, no, we all have our own. And we're all being poured into by source. And just wherever you go is based on you. But it's just this giant web. And that's really the message that I keep getting when it comes to timelines, and I get when it comes to dimensions and everything else. It's just like it being a web. It's not like in Marvel and Loki's whatever spin-off show that they did where it's just like one master timeline. No, it's more of just this, at least the visual I get. Well, maybe for you it's not, but the visual I get is that we're all in our own little, I shouldn't even say little, but we're all on our own web, somewhere else on the web. And sometimes we interact with other people as like our webs cross or connect, but sometimes our webs go together and other times they don't. So that was a cool message. That was a cool, yeah. Cool thoughts to be coming through.